Welcome to Crafting a Winning Price Increase email. It's a short presentation I have about the 6 things that you absolutely need to include in your price increase email. The first thing I want to share with you, though, is what the point of a price increase email is. It's not just for communicating that there's a price change, although that's the core reason, but it gives us a chance to restate the why our customers are customers, prove the value that we've already delivered, and invite them to that next chapter of your growth. And so if we can get those things right, the number kind of almost takes care of itself. So if we do a really good job of restating the why, the value, and showing them what's next, most customers will accept a price increase. So this email structure, things I'm going to share with you here that you should include, are designed to help with that acceptance. So the first thing we have to do is thank them. These are our customers. They pay us every month, and they're the reason why we have a business. And so I think it's really, really important to acknowledge them and the contribution they've made and thank them for being a customer. So that's the first thing you need to do. Now, the second thing we need to do is we need to remind them of the value that we've already delivered. And so our jobs as SaaS companies is to create value in the world and then capture that value. And we do that through our pricing exchange. But we need to remind them of that value that we've already delivered to them. So a good example of this, I think, was Campbell had surfaced in one of their price increase emails, I believe, or in a weekly email they send out about value, is about how many times you use the background remover tool or something along those lines as they were prepping people for a price increase. So that's an example of being able to surface the value you've already delivered. So if you have per account level value delivery that you can surface, then do so. If not, talk about the overall value you've delivered, potentially the features that you've added since the last time you created a price increase. The third thing is that we need to share with them our plans to continue to increase the value and to move forward with our mission. And this is incredibly important. And it's our chance to share with our customers where we want to go and where we see the market going, because what they're trying to do is make progress on the job they're trying to get done. And they're choosing the tools that help them do that. So if we can cover more and more of the surface area of that job, then that's great. And so we want to just share that with them and get them excited about where we're going with it. So this is the part where we're inviting them into that next chapter. Okay, now, number 4. Tell them what the new pricing will be, but don't apologize. I see a number of price increase emails go out with statements like, hey, we haven't changed our pricing in the last 5 years, or something along those lines. Customers really don't care that you haven't changed your pricing in 5 years. All they care about is that they're getting a price increase, which is pissing them off. So don't apologize for it. Be confident this is what the new price is going to be, and don't apologize. You've just set the stage. You've invited them to the next chapter. You've reminded them of the delivery of the value you've already delivered. There's no reason for you to apologize. Now, for the 5th thing is we need to share how and when it will take place. And so the how is, what do I have to do as a customer to activate whatever offer it is, or when is it going to take effect, or how is it going to take effect? Will I be moved to a new plan, et cetera, et cetera. Now, for the when it will take place, super important. If you're on monthly deals or monthly subscriptions, then maybe 3 months out is a good time to start. And you can start communicating this increase then. So basically in 90 days, this will take place. There's nothing you have to do. It will just automatically be put into this plan, and this is what your new price will be. Something along those lines. So really, really important to get the how and the when in there, because that's probably one of the first questions they're going to ask besides what's the price, is like, when is this going to take place, and is there anything I have to do? All right. So for our final piece is that we need to reframe the increase. Now, this is a bit of pricing psychology. This tip comes from Patrick Campbell. But the idea here is that we want to take the increase that we're proposing to our customer and reframing it in the confines or in the larger perspective of their business. And so is it material to their business? So if you're getting a $10 a month increase on a piece of software, that even if it does already only cost $10 a month today, is that actually going to be a material change to the work that you're doing with it, or the work that to your business? And so I think it's really, really important to try and help the customer zoom out a little bit and look at, what does this really mean for my business? How big of a deal is this really? And this line does a really great job of doing that. For the next piece, your bonus piece is just a reminder to communicate early and often. So on annuals, you can communicate as far out as you want, but you're going to need to keep doing it as you come up to the anniversary date. And for monthlies, I recommend at least 90 days out, and then continuing to do it maybe a couple of times leading up to the increase. I think this is a really transparent way of doing things. I think customers will respect it. And the other thing is that customers may have missed the earlier communications. And so it's really, really important. We don't want to surprise our customers. So the more you communicate, the more chances of them actually seeing it and not being caught off guard. I stipulate that no matter how many times you communicate it, you're probably still going to get some people that are caught off guard. But That's part of the process, but we want to minimize that as much as we can. And so if you have multiple places that you can communicate this, I would also recommend that. That is my 6 areas that you need to include in a price increase email. And I really hope that was helpful. And thanks so much for watching.